And welcome back. You're here with Fresh on Sunday. We've got Jake L and myself, Dominique, and we're going to be talking about cooking and eating in the raw. Jake, cover your eyes.
Now.
So look, raw food has actually been around for quite some time, and I suppose the raw food movement is
just beginning, I think.
It's having a bit of a resurgence.
Just picking up now.
It's having a resurge within regards to a lot of people are kind of jumping on, not necessarily the bandwagon, but are really becoming a lot more health conscious and a lot more aware about the nutrients and I suppose the benefits of eating raw foods. Now online we've got Scott Mathias, who I've actually done a cooking class with. Scott, I did an Italian raw food cooking class. Absolutely blown away I was, because it was the first time I had really been introduced into raw food to this extent. Scott, hi, how are you going?
I'm very well, thank you, Dom. How are you going?
Very well, thank you. Now, we've caught you at the markets, haven't we?
That's right. We just finished up from the Noosa Farmers Market, where I attend with my products every Sunday. And I have to tell you that all the fresh vegetable and fruit producers have sold out today. We have these days where, as you know, some days are quiet, but today they've cleaned up. And
fantastic.
I've seen more fresh vegetables go out of this place today than I have for a very long time, and that's so gratifying to see.
And what do you think? What do you think that is, particularly today on this kind of slightly dreary weather? Do you think people are sitting at home and we want that kind of comfort food and they're getting more into cooking?
Look, I think generally speaking, the people that come forward to me on the Sundays, they are just coming in waves, and they are really, really just talking about taking more control of their own health and making their own health decisions based on changing the way they're eating, but particularly changing what they're eating. There's a lot of issue out there, more than I think most people realize, with the whole gluten thing around wheat. There's most definitely issues with lactose and casein with the dairy products. And I'm actually finding more and more people, and I'm being very objective here, by the way, more and more people struggling to actually get down these heavy proteins, your meat and your fish and chicken and stuff like that. And, of course, I'm able to actually talk about, how to prepare really beautiful raw food dishes, plant and fruit-based dishes. And consequently, I think they're just responding to the challenge, and they're responding to it remarkably.
Look, Scott, can you just explain what exactly is like a raw food diet? So are you saying that everything, you're just kind of basically eating salads and vegetables and nuts and seeds? Is there any cooking at all? Is there any warming? Or, in weather like this, I think it's really hard to get down cold vegetables.
Well, basically, let me talk about my own experience. I'm actually 100% raw vegan. So I have no animal products whatsoever. No meat, no dairy, no wheat products, no processed food.
How do you do that?
No sugars. Yeah, no sugar. No, this is no high GI white refined sugar. And I don't cook anything, obviously. So in my house, I don't even have a pot or a pan. And I'm hearing yelps and squeals in the background there.
We can't survive.
Oh, my God.
I tell you what, though, your electricity bill must be just really nice and low. But listen, if you're not cooking, I did read that that raw vegan, like the food, they do allow the food, or in the principle or the process of being raw, that the food can be heated to about 40 degrees.
Yeah, after about 40 degrees to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, you lose pretty well 90 to 100% of the nutrients. They're just killed off. And basically what happens when you start to take more raw phytonutrients into your system, you're actually getting 100% of those nutrients, and the body just starts to feel dynamic. It feels incredibly different. I have to say that I grew up with chronic digestive issues, and I was a vegetarian for much of my life. I was throwing up my food daily. Up until 6 years ago, there'd be some form of regurgitation. I sought a natural remedy, which I found. I healed myself, and it was really easy for me to slip from vegetarian into raw vegan. And also, having prepared food over the years and sort of being inculcated into producing fine food, producing fine gourmet-style, cook in the home or prepare in the home raw food has been incredibly easy. And you know yourself, it's not boring. I'm probably eating about 20% less volume by volume of what I was eating 3 years ago. So 20% not less. I'm only eating 20% of what I was eating 3 years ago, so my food intake has dropped. But I'm getting 100% nutrients. My gut is now working, so I healed that myself. And in some respects, I was very fortunate to have that issue because now I can share with people how they can heal themselves and use raw food, basically, or just the introduction of raw food. You know, you don't have to go the whole hog.
Well, this is what I was just about to ask you. Is it possible, like...
You don't have to eat the whole hog.
No, literally. It is quite a strong commitment to go completely raw. Is it advantageous? And I suppose I'd like you to kind of maybe just quickly chat about the benefits of going raw. Would it be advantageous for people to kind of maybe choose sort of 3 days in the week where they chose to go raw? Would that be of some benefit for people who do have digestive problems or do have, allergies or intestinal problem, that type of thing?
Yeah, well, look, first of all, I healed the gut with my green papaya powder, and I got that working. That's amazing. I won't talk too much about that, but it's incredible. My suggestion is do one new thing in regards to introducing raw food into your diet every day.
And what would you suggest as a starter for people listening out there who'd like to perhaps try?
Well, I take a fruit smoothie. I don't even advocate juicing. I wrote something on Facebook the other day, and there's a lot of wrath and ire came forth from the ardent juice zealots. I take fruit smoothies first thing in the morning, or a bowl of fruit salad, and only 3 fruits. I don't put a whole lot of maca powder. I don't put all the South American stuff. I keep it really, really simple because basically all the food you put into your gut is nutritional information. It's nutritional data. Your gut is a brain. So consequently, what happens is that you're actually, putting data into this brain. It's like a laptop. If you actually OD it, the laptop will basically freeze, and that's what happens to people's guts. So I keep it really simple. The beautiful thing about just taking fruit enzymes through either a fruit smoothie in the morning or fruit salad is that the enzymes in that fruit actually activate the elimination process.
Okay, so is that compared to having a juice, is actually blending up the whole fruit in a blender as such better than actually juicing, and then you're left with kind of the pulp that you generally throw away, and then the sugar which is the juice, you're generally kind of taking in?
You're bang on.
Yeah.
Because in my own case, if I had juiced in the past, that would just go straight through me, raw fructose.
No, but you're peeling your bananas and you're peeling the fruits that need to be peeled, obviously.
No, I don't. I put the whole thing up, which I peel a banana.
Oh, obviously you peel a banana, of course, but you wouldn't, peel
your apples or your
carrots or anything. You just chuck all that in, but obviously the fruits that need to be peeled, just so people get a grasp that they're not putting whole fruit or whole vegetables means the whole thing, but obviously peel it when it need to be.
Absolutely. Like you take the rind off an orange. But,
definitely.
That is remarkable in the fact that my body now is in tune with. I'm in rhythm with my body, and quite frankly, if a raw vegan doesn't eliminate 2 or 3 times a day, then that's considered constipation.
That's hilarious.
Thanks for
we love radio. We love radio talk. Scott, just really quickly before I let you go, just a couple of dishes. I did that class, that Italian raw food class with my mother. I took my mum up there, and we were just, I was blown away by what we cooked. Can you just, people kind of often think it's just mung beans and maybe some raw sliced cucumber or zucchini. Can you just give us a couple of dishes, just a couple of titles of some dishes that you do, and then also your website, and people, if they're interested in coming along to your cooking classes, can jump onto your website and find out a bit more information?
Let's do that right away. So it's Scott Mathias, that's Mathia, is Scott Mathias, raw.com.
Okay.
Okay, and now I've got some free recipes on there, and you can also download the first few chapters of my book called The Digestive, Understanding the Divine Gut. In fact, I've just got another book coming out. It's due out in a couple of weeks, Let's Talk Raw. It's a recipe book. But there are recipes available online from my website. And I think the simple one, here's a simple sweet. Grab an avocado, one banana, put it in your blender, put in 2 teaspoons of cacao powder, a dash of vanilla essence, although that's not important, a dash of agave or coconut palm nectar sugar. And I don't have a problem with those. They're low GI, and I don't take lots of sugars every day. I get most of those carbs from my fruit.
Yum.
Blend that all up, and you've got a chocolate mousse. Run it over 1 avocado, 1 banana,
Delish.
dessert spoons of cacao powder, dash of agave, or even maple syrup.
Yeah.
A little bit of vanilla essence, and blend it up into a chocolate mousse and eat it. The kids will love it. And guess what? That is guilt-free. That's wonderful for the girth.
And also for the skin too. Those avocados
I'm laughing
are
because I'm
packed.
just so happy right now. It's guilt-free.
Yeah.
Actually, Jake and Elle are opening up a dessert bar, so that's going to be something that I would say that would be
Definitely
fantastic in their vegan, in your kind of your vegan
Section.
raw food section would be
Antioxidants
sensational.
and the cacao and everything. It's a beautiful combination, and kids
Fantastic.
absolutely adore it. And guess what? You're not putting those horrible sugars into your system.
Oh, we love it, Scott.
Putting it natural.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us. We're the guys are going to have a little bit of a chat after
so
you
much
go.
to think about.
I know, so much to think about. And again, if anyone is interested in your website, it's scottmathias.com.
No,
Scott Mathias.
Scott Mathias Raw.
Scott Mathias Raw.
MATHIAS. ScottMathiasRaw.com.
.com.
Listen, I just want to say thank you so much indeed for this opportunity to share a little bit of my story. I'm approaching 60. I don't take any medication whatsoever. I feel like I'm 30. Even the woman I feel, she feels like 30 as well.
I tell you what, you're lovely lady, and she's had some great success. Like she lost quite a lot of weight when she went onto the raw food. But I will confess that the two of you absolutely look amazing. Like your skin, you can tell that you have really made some changes to your life because it makes a huge difference. Look, Scott, thank you so much, and we'll hope to talk to you again soon.
Okay, thank you guys.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Scott.
Bye.
Bye.
So you took your mother along to this?
I took
to
my
this
mum.
class?
My
Was she
mum's
shocked?
really no, she's right into all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
She
great,
absolutely
great.
loved it. But do you two juice? Do you?
I
juice?
do
I
juices all the
blend.
time.
You blend.
I don't juice. I chuck it in my Sunbeam blender. You know,
Yeah, and just
in
blend
there,
the whole lot up
done,
together.
Drink
That's
it down, green smoothie.
The great thing about Scott's the cooking classes, or I suppose, and he was saying that he doesn't cook anything, so he has no pots and pans. He has
That's
a dehydrator,
incredible.
one of those fantastic whiz-bang blenders, which I've got at home, which actually will heat. You can blend up and cook your soup up to that sort of 30 degrees, so that they're perfect. And he has a food processor. So 3 pieces of kitchen equipment, and basically that's it, and does everything. And you know, we did this beautiful raw zucchini pesto in the blender, which was no cheese. It uses cashews, garlic, zucchini. He does use seasoning like soy, but yeah, no refined sugars. We did a beautiful beetroot lasagna with a cashew cream as well, and a gorgeous dessert which was just frozen mango blended with banana and some coconut, a little bit of coconut milk. And I tell you what, I mean, I as much as I'm an Italian girl and I have this, you know, real rustic Italian food running through my veins, the other side to me is I love all this really raw food, you know, whole food kind of diet.
But it's finding that instead of using cream, you're using, you know, something that is creamy
and
to
it's
create
the
that same consistency. And then therefore
Exactly.
you're satisfied, because these people jump on these diets and they try and eat healthy. They're having soup, they're going great, but then they fall short on the sweet end. They go, I'm eating this and now I want a block of chocolate or a piece of this or that, and you just fall behind. But I'm definitely going to do that mousse
Diets
idea.
are too restricting. So if you get the
Very.
skills and the knowledge about how to make
That's
sweet
right.
foods with the right ingredients.
Exactly.
And also, don't forget to check out his Facebook. I'm pretty sure it'll just be under
Yeah,
Scott
Scott
Mathias,
Mathias,
something
Raw.
along those lines, raw. Because I'm going to jump on today.
Yeah,
get
and
going.
grab some of those great recipes. And you know, as we're saying, it's all in balance. So if you can manage to do sort of 4 days normal eating and
think that's
perhaps
the
3
best way to
days
do it.
raw food, I think I will guarantee you will notice a huge improvement.
Starting small
in
and
your
building
feeling.
up.
That's right, starting small, because I think we all tend to kind of look at it and jump in the deep end, and then it's all too much, and then you fall off the bandwagon, you go for a binge.
Oh,
and
hello, been there
Start all
before.
over. Oh, honey,
Little Oprah Winfrey yo-yo diet.
Now, guys, we have got a couple of fantastic interviews coming up next. Paul West from the Foxtel series, the Australian Foxtel series, River Cottage. We're going to have him on the line coming up next, and I can't wait to
That's
talk to
great,
him, because
actually.
again, we're really discussing, you know, growing your own, you know, from the paddock to the plate,
Yeah.
and also picking up some great tips on how at home, because this guy was a chef and he was working down in Melbourne in Vue de Monde, and then, you know, met his wonderful partner and decided to have a bit of a sea change and basically turned his life around. And I love hearing stories like this because they give us great tips on how to kind of incorporate that into our own lives as well. Oh, and then on the other hand, Elle, we're going to be talking champagne.